Hello, good morning.
So today we're going to check on all the blue-tongued skinks because I've had a few issues with them lately. But first, let's start by putting all the young alpine blotchies outside for some sun.
Crazy to think how much these skinks have grown. They've more than tripled in size, I'd say. They're absolute little chonkers now. And because it's a nice warm day, let's let them roam around outside. This one's just shed recently, looking beautiful. There you go. Some are, love their food a bit more than others. You can see how fat that one is. There's another one. Really nice pink animal. The biggest of them all, absolute monster. And then my favourite, this guy's already dropped sperm plugs. Beautiful boy with epic colours. He's actually about to shed as well. So there they all are. You guys can enjoy the day in the sun. Now these guys are out here, let's have a look at all the other animals. So over here we've got Mr. Crowley out and about, the black bluey. Over here we have two Easterns, they're not out at the moment though. And in here there's another two adult blotchies who have just come out. You can see they've just come out, far out, all covered in sawdust. They're getting a bit of sun. These guys are really in tune with their environment. As soon as a bit of sun comes out and it feels nice and warm, they come right out and exploit that. Now if he's out, this is a good opportunity to give him a bit of a health check and check that his hutch is all good, nothing wrong with his enclosure. Oh, you're still pretty cold. Come on. What a great lizard, I absolutely love this guy. Mr. Crowley, the legend. Yeah, he feels good. He's not lost any weight or anything. No skin problems. Now we'll just check his hutch. Obviously the front's nice and clean there. In the back is where we're worried about. So just making sure this is nice and clean and fresh. Making sure the bottom isn't wet at all. It's just bone dry in there, which is perfect. We've had a bit of rain lately. And you never want some rain getting in there while these guys are all cold, because that's how you lead to respiratory infections and other issues. So next we'll check on that eastern pair that haven't decided to come out yet. Oh, there's the boy. He's hanging out. Oh, he actually feels kind of warm. He must have already come out without me noticing. He's an awesome lizard as well. It's hard to beat those eastern bluey colours. I mean, they're such a pretty animal in their own right. So we'll dig down and try and find that girl. Oh, there's her tail there actually. There she is. So she's not deciding to come out. She's quite cold actually. Make sure she's doing okay. Nah, she's fine. Just in her sort of trance. That brumation trance. Next we have that blotchy pair. They just look so funny. Oh, all covered in their sawdust. Theirs looks pretty dry in the back here too, which is good. Actually there's actually a little wet patch in the side here. So I might have to cover up this hutch a bit. You can see it's a tiny bit damp in there. It's not at all what we want. But everything else is dry, so that's really good. We had a lot of rain, so I'm not surprised a little bit might have gotten in. Looks like it's coming in from that corner, so I might have to silicone up that a bit more and just cover up this hutch whenever it rains. So that's the hutches done and dusted. Next we have the reptile pits. Now these two pits here actually have nothing in them. It's actually what that eastern pair and the blotchy pair have actually come out of. It's because I'm going to redesign this whole thing. I've got to dig it all up, add some different rock work and things, and just spruce it up before summer. So that's my next job on my to-do list. Over here are all my blotchy pits, and just about all of these have reptiles in it. There's actually a male out right now. This guy is such a weird lizard. Every winter he just comes out almost every day. If there's a patch of sun, he'll be out. Like, it doesn't matter how cold it is. He's just an insane animal, but it's never done anything wrong with him, so just let him do what he wants to do. He's just a weird animal. But all the others typically don't come out, so we're going to have to go and check on all those. Now normally I'd have that shade cloth at the back there stretched out about halfway across these pits to give a bit of shade, but because it's winter and it's so cold, I've just thrown that all the way back so these guys can get any sort of patch of sun that they can. I haven't seen his girlfriends in a little while, so he's got two females in here with him. I'm just going to bring this whole thing forward. We can have a better look. Lift this up. It's the same sort of design as my hutches. Just a bunch of sugarcane mulch in there. Let's have a check on these females. So here's one here. She looks very out of it. There you are. How are you? You okay? She almost looks dead. That's just how cold and bunkered down they get. So she's alright, she's starting to move around. As you can see, she's just stiff as anything. This is why I don't check on them too much, because they're really in a trance, away from everything. See, her eyes are closing there. So she's alright, she's just cold. So we'll put her back so she can get all snuggled up. There you go, lovely. And then over here is the other girl. She's sleeping as well. And she's almost the same as the other one. You can see she's just out of it. Totally out of it. Eyes are starting to open now. She's like, what the hell? Yeah, she's fine as well. No worries at all. It's nice and dry in here too. So these guys are a tick. Let's move on to the next one. Next up we have a pair. Hopefully in here in this box. Let's move it forward. This male doesn't come out like the other one. Let's see. Is there a girl in here? Not over there. They must be over here. Yep. Here's a boy. I love this guy. Hey, I got this from my friend Luke over at Beach's Scaly Beasts. Beautiful blotchy. And he's nice and asleep as well. He's in a bit of a trance too. You can see their eyes. It's just totally rolled into the back of his head almost. But he's alright. Again, I don't check on these guys very much. I like to leave them alone for the most part. But because it's a warm day, I know that they can, you know, recalibrate into wherever they want, because they have a bit more energy. But it doesn't look like his female's in here with him, which is a bit worrisome. And oh, actually, now that I think about it, I know where this girl's going to be. This girl is absolutely insane. Let me just move this box. I can already tell where she is. So she just loves being a potato, this girl. I bet you she's right under here. She loves burying down into the sand. Yep, there she is, right there. Not happy with me either. This thing is ridiculous. What are you doing? Look at this animal. Far out. Why are you under here? Look at her. She's covered in dirt, soil. This animal is so weird over winter. If Blotchy over there loves being out in the sun all the time, she loves being in the cold, damp, horrible, sandy soil. What is your problem? She always does this. I don't know if she can get cold enough or what, but far out. So under all this dirt, she's actually a really pretty lizard. This is an Oberon locality animal. Bit of a grumpy girl as well. But I think for now, I'll try and put her back in with the male. But if she wants to leave again, then I'll just leave her alone. But hopefully she'll just stay in here where it's nice and dry and bury herself down. She's not happy about that. Ah, lizards. Now last but not least, we have a single male in this enclosure here. So there he is there. Good lad. But again, he's all tranced out. Starting to wake up. This is actually the one that's got the sort of stripy belly. He's a good fella, big buffy head on him. So hopefully he'll breed this year. Yeah, he's doing fine by himself. Nice and dry again. Very good, that's the pits done and dusted.
Now guys, I wanted to let you know that things don't always go right and no one's ever perfect, especially when keeping animals. They're living creatures, things always happen. Now, a few weeks ago we had quite a lot of rain and things. It was really brutally cold, and a couple of my blotchies were coming outside. Now, I thought they were just seeking out the little bits of sun and things, much like Blotchy has been at the moment, but he always does that. I had a few more that were doing that as well. Turns out they were actually doing that because they had RIs. They obviously got wet at some point. I'm really not sure how. I've never had any problem like that with my current setup. One of them I was way too late for. It just really came out of nowhere for me, and he unfortunately passed on. This one and its sibling I managed to get out. The sibling again was too far gone. It survived for a little while, but then eventually it just went. And this one, thankfully I got it early enough. It's totally back to normal now. Heated it up and it's doing a lot better. I just wanted to let you know things don't always go to plan, and even I can make mistakes. Being reptiles, they really hide their illness as well. They didn't show any symptoms of having RI. They were literally just sitting outside for a lot longer than I thought was normal. So After heating them up and bringing them inside, they started then showing signs of RI. It's a pretty crappy, unfortunate situation, but that's just the reality of keeping reptiles sometimes. So leave a comment below if you've had any similar experiences where things have just gone wrong out of nowhere. And let me know, because I know I'm not the only person that's had this sort of thing happen. Now, things like this just add to the list of challenges when keeping reptiles outside. I talked about a few more of these on my recent episode with the Australian Herpetoculture podcast, so I invite you all to go check that out if you haven't seen it already. I'm just glad that everyone else is looking great and winter is not going to be lasting too much longer. The little western blue tongues have recently gotten this upgrade. They've got this nice 1200 by 600 enclosure. They're doing great, growing as ever. And because it's a warm day today, their mum's actually out and about. She's out getting a little bit of heat. I give them a little bit of heat over winter sometimes, and they'll come out and use it every now and then, but most of the time they stay buried underneath the soil and they don't come out much at all. Same story for the Centralians. I haven't seen them in weeks. There's a girl there sleeping, so I'll just leave her alone. Now, if you enjoyed seeing these blue tongues over winter, make sure you check out these videos to see them when they're nice and warmed up.